Good evening everyone. I am here with an English lesson for 5th standard. The previous lesson we had dealt with The Blind Man and the Elephant, a poem written by J.G. Saxe. And in that poem, it was an elephant was taken to be the model, I think, for the 6 blind men to study and give their conclusion or what they felt upon touching the elephant. Now in that, the first one felt that the elephant was like a big ball because he touched the side of the body of the elephant. The second one, he felt the tusk and he felt that it was like a smooth and sharp thing, actually like a spear. Then the third touched the trunk and he felt that it was like a snake. The fourth blind man touched the knee of the elephant, and the knee of the elephant is of course very huge, so he felt that it was like a tree. The fifth one, he touched the ear of the elephant, and the ear is also very huge for elephant, and he thought it was like a fan. The sixth went for the tail, and he thought it is like a rope. In fact, all these 6 men had different ideas about how the elephant is because they felt a different part of the elephant, not the whole. Now, everyone did not touch all the parts. Each one just felt one part of the body and they came to their own conclusions. So, we are also like that. We look at parts of a thing and we come to our own conclusions. That shouldn't be so. We should look at everything as a whole and look at each and every part and then come to a conclusion, whether it is about a thing or a topic or a person or anything that is connected with us or with society or with anybody. So don't look at parts of something and come to your own judgment or conclusion, but have a greater look or wider look at everything as a whole and then come to make the judgment. So I come to the last 2 stanzas on page 36. The 6th no sooner had begun about the beast to grope, than seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope. I see, quoth he, the elephant is very like a rope. So the 6th one, he touches the tail and he feels, when grope means he touches the tail and he feels the tail is like a snake. And so these men of Hindustan here is referred as Hindustan, disputed loud and long. That means they had an argument. They were arguing for very, very long. Each in his own opinion, exceeding stiff and strong. And each one was standing firm in his or own opinion about how the elephant was, though each was partly in the right and all were in the wrong. So each one was right when he or she was holding that particular part of the elephant. He was right in his judgment or in his viewpoint. But when it was taken as a whole, none of them proved to be right. Now coming to the exercises on page 36. Explain these lines. To learning much inclined. 1. That means they were wanting to learn. They are eager to learn. 2. That each by observation might satisfy his mind. Now each of them wanted to observe or touch with their hand the body of the elephant, the different parts, and come to their own conclusion. So they had to satisfy their mind with their conclusion. Disputed loud and long. Number 3. They argued. They kept on arguing for a long time between themselves. 4. Each in his own opinion, exceeding stiff and strong. So the 6 men, all 6 of them had different opinions and each one was standing firm in his opinion, not faltering or being shaky. Each one was standing very strong in his opinion. Answer the following questions. What did the first blind man think the elephant was like? So the first blind man thought the elephant was like a wall. Did the second man agree? No, he did not agree. What was his idea of elephant? The second man thought the elephant was like a sharp spear. Okay, what did the third man touch and what did he say? The third man touched the trunk of the elephant and he said that it felt like a snake. Fourth one, The fourth touched the elephant's knee. What was his comment? The fourth man said that the elephant's knee was like the trunk of a tree. Fifth one. The fifth man thought the elephant was like a fan. Why? The fifth man touched the ear of the elephant and it was like a huge fan. Sixth. The sixth man compared the elephant to a rope. Why? Because the sixth man, he touched the tail of the elephant and that was feeling like a rope. 7. Would you agree with the poet when he says that all the men were wrong and yet they were also right? How would you explain that? Yes. All of us do agree with the poet that the poet says that all of them were right. Each in his own particular way of observation was right. But when you take the judgment as a whole, they prove themselves to be wrong. So each person in his own viewpoint was right. He was comparing the part of the elephant that he touched to something else. But when on the whole you take it, the elephant has no look like a tree or a snake or a wall. An elephant is an elephant. Next is HOTS. Suppose all the blind men had put their heads together and pooled their ideas. Do you think they'd have found out what the elephant was really like? No. Now if the 6 blind men, they put all the ideas together, would they be able to find out what the elephant looked like? No, never, because one person was saying the body is like a wall, another was saying it is like a tree, another was saying it's like a rope, another was saying it's like a snake. So their ideas put together would never make up to them how the elephant looked like. 2. Discuss the last verse and particularly the last 2 lines. Would you say this verse applies to people who can see? Yes. The last 2 lines, though each was partly in the right and all were in the wrong. It applies to all of us because when we look at something, we look at it from a very narrow point of view. We don't look at the whole thing and discuss or think about the whole matter or the subject or topic. We just look at it in a part way, a small part, and then discuss about that and think about that. But that is not so. We have to look at a situation or a topic or incident, whatever it is, as a whole, and then make our own decisions, come to our own conclusions and our own suggestions and opinions. With that, I come to the lesson. That's all for today. Please do A and B in your notebook as homework. Thank you.